Hey T family, Khan is back with another video. This time I want to talk about a really significant event that's now taking place in the world. I've said in my videos that the market ought to attempt to recover as long as the situation between Iran and Israel somewhat calms down, but this may be negative for the stock market if it were to increase even further. When we last examined the issue a few hours ago, it wasn't actually getting worse. Because the US, Russia, and China were attempting to ease and motivate each of the countries to slow down, things appeared to be trying to improve, but all of a sudden some significant news surfaced which is making things even more stressful and sending the market into a tailspin. Furthermore, another thing is taking place. In just a few minutes, I'll go over everything and lay down how this is impacting the market. First of all, please take nothing I say as financial advice, as I am not a financial planner. Remember to use the Webull link as well. The promotion is about to expire. There's a $500 deposit guarantee and 20 bonus stocks. If you add another $25,000, you'll get 75% of them. In any case, there is a significant sell off in the market. SPY is at the 505 support, and if we lose 505, this may quickly start falling to 503, and if that fails us, 500 is coming. Tesla is selling off to our support at 162. Why are we selling off again on SPY? What actually happened was that the majority of the selling occurred at a little after 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a larger sell-off following our loss of 510. All of this occurred in the previous 15 minutes. This occurred within the last hour, and it's due of the news that's right here. In essence, there have been numerous attacks on each other. I will not disclose the original location. Not because that's where it began or anything, but let's just assume that we're going to start from the moment that Israel fired the missiles in Damascus, which resulted in the deaths of numerous Iranian officers. Iran practically unleashed a barrage of missiles and other weapons at Israel in retaliation, the majority of which were intercepted and blockaded. However, this was undoubtedly an act of vengeance by Iran in response to the incident that occurred moments before. Israel has now made it clear that they wish to respond to the Iranian attacks that occurred over the weekend, and their war cabinet has agreed to do so. They're trying to give the impression that they want to do more than just hang around and watch it happen. They wish to launch another attack. Thus, this is turning into really significant news. This has been decided by the war cabinet. China, the US, and Russia are all pleading with each other to calm down. Only the US speaks with Israel most of the time. China and Russia seem to be speaking with Iran more frequently. They're telling you to calm down, quit acting like this, and reduce your stress. However, Israel is now claiming that they don't want to carry out this action in light of the attack they suffered, correct? Since an attack did occur against them, they wish to accomplish that now. Iran claims that they were targeted initially. Guys, I promise not to take sides or declare who is correct or incorrect. Simply said, let's say this. The problem is that Israel does not want to give in just yet. Eventually someone has to give in. They say they were attacked. They must now protect themselves. It is therefore entirely acceptable to say and to take whatever stance you choose. Take any action that you desire. Let me reiterate this: the market required a de-escalation of the crisis. This scenario really needed to slow down. Our goal was for the market to rebound as soon as this situation eased. Unfortunately, more information has surfaced and things are not getting any better just yet. It's becoming worse and worse, and this is getting more and more significant. Biden has resurfaced. As Israel weighs carefully on how to respond to Iran and makes threats that they would conduct further assaults against them, he is advising prudence. Thus, this is a precursor to something even more dangerous. Crude prices are going to rise if Israel reacts to Iran's recent retaliatory attack. It will have an impact on rising inflation. It will be quite exciting. Thus, we shall see. However, the Israeli War Cabinet currently states that they wish to reply. It will be significant that they voted in support of this. I understand that some individuals may argue that we ought to discuss the history more, pointing out that Iran or Israel were not the originators of anything. Guys, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to engage in discussion. All I want to discuss is the current state of affairs, which is now. The military cabinet of Israel has made several significant statements that are currently impacting the market. I only want to state that I believe in pacifism. All I want is for there to be no more killing. Peace is what I seek. It's very clear that I don't want to see any more war, regardless of the side. Okay, so the market is currently declining. It is still plunging, and SPY is at this 505 support A. Yes, it falls right now. This 503 range will be the next level if we lose this historically. If we lose that, we search SPY for 500. Next, 497. We have resistance at 507.85 and 510. SPY currently has a bearish appearance. The market was attempting to remain above 510 for the first 3 hours of the day, But as soon as word spread that Israel might retaliate against Iran for its strike, SPY took a severe tumble, didn't it? We're not in luck. This could not have happened in the manner that it did. It is regrettable that this did not improve the equilibrium of the market and that it is still declining. Currently, the market is more vulnerable to downside risks as long as there is continued retaliation and the expectation of further counterattacks. We are keeping the sell-off going for Tesla. Regretfully, there has been news that Tesla has laid off over 10% of its personnel, and the negative news that is currently circulating is making Tesla's stock price decline even further. 162 people are on our side. That range, 162.5, about that area, roughly here, will be our vital assistance. And we're going to drop all the way to 160 if we lose that 162.5 zone. Make sure to watch resistance all the way up to around 167.5 and 17.5 and 17.5 and 17.5. With SPY, Tesla, however, appears to be negative. Our tendency is downward. The entire Israeli-Iranian conflict is extremely strong. The markets will be impacted. It will have an impact on crude. It will have an impact on oil. It will have an impact on inflation. It will have an impact on Fed policy. Unfavorable news for the markets. Consequently, it's possible that Tesla may continue to decline as things get more and more tense. I understand that a lot of people were hoping for a balance, and I responded by saying that the market might have bounced back as long as there was no more escalation. On the other hand, the reverse occurred. Rather, things are getting tight. Isn't that right? It is not possible for us to accurately forecast Israel's response and its real course of action. That's the reason the market is still declining, and I think there's still room for more decline. I would like to warn you all about that. It is the same for the QQQ. We're getting really low. Right now, we're barely at 431. We'll be dropping all the way to roughly 429.94 or very near to 430 if we lose that support. Around this region, if we lose 431.5, there will be resistance around 432, 434, 434, and 430. At 431.073, we presently have rejects and supports. This is where we lost this support. At 872, this is the essential support. Right now, we're shooting for about 865 or 863, all the way down here. We will be searching for a move down to roughly 853 if we lose the 863 zone. As a result, our outlook for NVDA is a little bit more negative. You should use extreme caution as this has the potential to worsen. For Apple, we are experiencing the same situation. Apple was making an effort to recover. We received some unfavorable news regarding the slowdown in Chinese sales and the overall reason for the decline. Support is at 172.5. Watch 171.5 if we lose today, and we might simply keep going downhill. What more is there? Amazon is available to us. Amazon is not doing well. It failed in its attempt to hold 185. We're barely holding the support at 183 because the 200 EMA is also losing ground. Find 180 if we lose this. The number 182 will be our next stage. That's where the opposition turned into support, and that's where the support was. At 182, we have a lot of support. If it doesn't work, we can easily fall to 180. Amazon appears to be becoming more bearish thus far. See 183, then 182, appearing paler. The same is true for Meta. The outlook is bleak. Our recent loss of 505 is a significant setback. We're barely holding 500 right now. In the event that this fails at us, we should expect to see about 496 and 494. If it doesn't work out, there will be a considerably larger decline to 400, decline to 400, decline to 485. On Meta, the chart appears bearish despite this. That's the reality, folks. The VIX is exploding. Right now, we're pushing and sitting at 19 on the VIX. We might even attempt to surpass 20. There's a significant decline in the market. Because of everything, we appear to be quite feeble. Unfortunately, all I have to do is warn you, folks. Is that right? I'm not in favor of war. I am aware that none of you desire war. I am not taking a stance. I simply want to state that we will just have to hope for the best because it is what it is. We're going to hold on to our optimism and monitor the situation. But because of how tense things are right now, the market is still declining. We'll have to wait and see how things develop further as it's getting more intense. I appreciate you all listening, people. Remain resilient. Recognize that the market is still SNC and take the necessary action. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you later.